Military personnel requirements, civilian education, Army Regulation 621-108. Chapter 2, Determining Graduate Educational Requirements. 2.1 General. The determination requirements begin with the requesting agencies reviewing the organization in order to identify the position where advanced civilian schooling is essential optimum performance of the duties, advanced degree, and the degree above the minimum entry requirements of the area concentration typically would equate to the associate degree of the enlisted soldier, a bachelor's degree for the warrant officer, a master's degree for a master's degree for an officer. Provision of the regulation documentation process allow the documentation to require advance in degrees to 91, 96, 298 level to the above entry minimum. Some positions require detail through the explicit knowledge of the education technical field. The knowledge enhanced the unit preparedness and the mobilization staff planning coordinated with the command and advisory functions to include the capability comprehended theories, principles, technology, process, techniques necessary for efficient appraisal, education, revision of complex programs. The review should ensure that the school requirements cannot be satisfied through a civilian education short course training or through the Army school system. Graduate education grade, caption, major, lieutenant, colonel provides an officer necessary skills to meet the position requirements where generally narrow in scope at the deep of the technical application. The scope tends to broaden one of the advantages of the grade of colonel where executive leadership duties and primary prevail. The colonel level of the officer professional development has been complemented by the graduate education functional professional measure, military schooling, advanced degree in the military experience, and the human resource coordinator annually develops the civilian schooling input by specialty, academic division, discipline, and grade captain, major, and lieutenant colonel to create an inventory of the officers, all grades of possessed knowledge to satisfy the Army educational requirement system requirements, except for the position as defined in glossary will not be requested for under provision of regulation unless the positions require additional graduate education. 2.2 Requesting agency. Requesting of the Army Education Requirement System position will be compliant with the validated Department of Army as of agencies, Army Command, Army Supplemental ASCC Direct Unit Reporting Unit, Army Activities Requirements, existing Army personnel graduate level education with the Department of Defense agencies. The agencies will submit the request in order to develop a sufficient training program supporting all requirements imposed upon the Army. 2.3 Identification and purposes. Commissioned officer's position will be identified by the branch, functional area, grade, and civilian education level, master, 96, and PhD, 98, appropriate academic code. Position should not be identified with validated through the requirements of captain's the education doctorate level. Normally, the captains do not have sufficient service to complete the required military professional development and civilian education level. Warrant officers in position to identify military occupational specialist, CEL, bachelor's, and master's, appropriate three-letter academic discipline code. D. The advanced civilian schooling requirements must and always be support a position primary function. Most primary functions are represented with the branch functional area. Determine the appropriate academic discipline for the position requesting agency must ensure the academic discipline requested support the branch and functional area authorized for the position.